You're sitting peacefully, maybe with a book or your phone, and then, whoosh! Your cat flies past you, zooming around the house like it just got a sudden jolt of energy. Sound familiar? Welcome to the mysterious world of cat zoomies. But what's really going on here? Are they chasing invisible prey? Practicing for an imaginary race? Or could there be a deeper, more surprising reason behind these sudden sprints? Today, we're not just scratching the surface, we're uncovering 13 mind-bending, scientifically backed reasons for why your cat might be racing around like a tiny, furry rocket. And spoiler alert, it might have more to do with you than you think. So stay tuned, because you're about to learn why the Zoomies are more than just a quirky cat behavior. Fact 1. The energy release. Let's start with something you might think you know, but not quite. Yes, cats sleep a lot, anywhere between 12 to 16 hours a day. But here's where it gets interesting. They're definitely not just doing it to relax. Well, their wild ancestors certainly didn't do it for the fun of relaxation. They slept to conserve energy for those intense make-or-break hunting moments. And here's the kicker. House cats still have those same genetic instincts, even if their prey is a bowl of kibble waiting in the kitchen. So what happens when a creature designed to hunt expends minimal energy in its cushy, domesticated life? A sudden surge, the Zoomies, kicks in. It's their way of mimicking that primal chase, releasing energy in a burst. And here's a fun fact. Studies show that house cats share 95.6% of their genetic makeup with tigers, who also experience sudden, playful bursts of energy in their natural habitats. So, next time you see your cat tearing around the house, just picture them channeling their inner tiger in a mini hunting spree. Yes, those same cats that nap on your sofa have an inner predator ready to spring at any moment. Think of it as your cat's way of saying, I'm a big cat in a small body, and I've got energy to burn. The Zoomies aren't just random, they're a nod to their wild side. Fact 2. The phantom chase. Ever seen your cat zoom around as if it's hunting an invisible target? It's easy to write this off as another quirky cat moment, but science reveals there's more to it than meets the eye. Cats' eyes are built for exceptional motion detection, thanks to their retinas, which are packed with rod cells, about 6 to 8 times more than ours. This makes them masters at spotting the smallest flicker of movement in low light. But here's where it gets really fascinating. Cats can pick up on movements and subtle changes in light that are practically invisible to us. A tiny glimmer on a shiny surface, the shadow of a leaf swaying outside, or even particles in the air trigger their hunting instincts. And once that instinct is activated, it's game on for your feline friend. While it may look like they're being silly or seeing ghosts, this is actually their predatory wiring kicking in. Cats' Zoomies can be triggered by their innate desire to chase and capture prey, whether that prey exists in reality or is just in their highly perceptive imaginations. So the next time your cat seems to be chasing invisible fairies, remember, it's not all in their head. Well, at least not completely. And if you think your cat suddenly stopping after a wild dash is strange, think again. Cats are experts at preserving their energy, so when they decide the phantom chase is over, it's back to business as usual. Fact 3. The litter box victory. Picture this. Your cat calmly exits the litter box, and then, without warning, transforms into a lightning bolt, dashing around the house with wild enthusiasm. Is it pure silliness? Or is there a hidden reason behind this behavior? Believe it or not, this quirky dash might be more instinctual than we think. Some feline behaviorists suggest that this sudden burst of energy is linked to their primal survival instincts. In the wild, the act of eliminating waste put cats at risk of attracting predators, so a quick escape right after was vital to survival. While today's domestic cats don't need to worry about lurking predators, the legacy of their ancestors lives on. And for cat parents, it's a reminder of how deeply rooted these instincts are. Plus, there's another theory floating around. A feel-good rush from releasing tension. Cats might experience a sudden burst of relief and joy post-litter box, propelling them into an enthusiastic sprint around the house. Next time your kitty zooms after doing their business, know that they're channeling the spirit of their wild predecessors and celebrating it. Fact 4. The Midnight Sprint. Ah, the 3 a.m. sprints. Every cat parent's favorite soundtrack, right? While it might seem like your cat has chosen the most inconvenient time for their zoomies, there's actually a biological reason behind this nocturnal chaos. Cats are crepuscular, which means their natural activity peaks at dawn and dusk. This isn't just an arbitrary quirk. It's a trait inherited from their wild ancestors who find these times perfect for hunting. Imagine the African savanna or dense forest at twilight, when light is low but enough to see prey. This is when cats of old would have been on the prowl, ready to chase down a meal. Your domestic kitty, though far removed from those ancestral hunting grounds, still holds on to these prime activity windows. Research shows that even in domesticated settings, cats' internal clocks are tuned to these crepuscular rhythms. So when you're startled awake by the sound of galloping paws, remember, your cat's inner hunter is just stretching their legs and honoring those ancient instincts. Fact 5. The post-grooming rush. Have you ever seen your cat go from a luxurious grooming session to full-on zoomy mode? It's like watching them switch from a spa day to an Olympic sprint. But what's behind this post-grooming rush? Well, imagine taking a long stretch after being still for too long. There's relief, a burst of energy, and a touch of blissful madness. Cats may experience something similar when they've been grooming for a while. Grooming is an intense process, both physically and mentally, and it can trigger an energy reset. A study on feline behavior suggests that self-grooming helps cats de-stress and regulate body temperature. When they suddenly jump into a series of zoomies afterwards, it's like they're releasing the pent-up tension, resetting themselves to a playful state. So the next time your kitty licks themselves into a near-meditative state, then takes off like a rocket, know that it's their way of hitting the refresh button. Fact 6. The silent stalker. Every cat parent knows that look, when their cat is frozen in hunter mode, eyes locked on an invisible target. This sudden stalk and pounce behavior often leads to zoomies, but it's not just a playful moment. It's their predatory instinct kicking in. Cats are natural-born hunters, and even our well-fed indoor kitties have those instincts deeply embedded in their DNA. Animal behaviorists explain that cats practice hunting to keep their skills sharp, even if they're not chasing a live mouse. A quick sprint across the living room or that wild chase after a speck of dust is their way of flexing their natural reflexes. And while you might think your cat's antics are just random bursts of energy, remember, they're secretly perfecting their pounce and stealth, even if their prey is imaginary. Fact 7. Attention-seeking sprint. Ah, the classic look-at-me zoomie. If you've ever noticed your cat bolting around the house while casting quick glances back at you, congratulations, you're dealing with an attention-seeking feline. Cats may be independent, but they're not above demanding a bit of the spotlight. When your cat feels ignored, they might zoom past you like a furry Formula 1 car just to say, "Hey, look at me!" Behavioral experts point out that this type of zoomie often happens when cats feel a bit neglected. Maybe you've been on your phone for too long or engrossed in work, and your cat decides it's time for a performance. This dash of energy is often rewarded when you give in with pets or a playful chase, reinforcing the idea that being a little extra gets them the attention they crave. So the next time your cat barrels through the hallway and skids into the living room, don't be surprised if it's less about exercise and more about making you drop everything to watch their grand performance. Fact 8. The sound trigger. Any cat parent knows how jumpy our furry friends can get around loud noises. But it's not just fear. Their flight response is rooted deeply in instinct. Cats are hardwired to react quickly to unexpected sounds because in nature, they could mask potential threats. Even thunder feels threatening to a creature so tuned to its environment. Research shows cats have hypersensitive hearing, so booming bass or a crashing pot may overload their system, triggering an escape reaction through zoomies. It's actually a clever survival mechanism, keeping them on high alert. The next time loud noises prompt a panicked sprint, take comfort in knowing that it's just your kitty's inner predator preparing to confront any danger. Fact 9. Digestion's dopamine. Ever notice those laser-focused Zoomies sessions right after mealtime? As cat parents, we know to expect a burst of enthusiasm following a hearty feast. But what really causes this postprandial pep? Experts suggest it could involve digestion-boosting dopamine. When cats consume protein-rich foods, their bodies release dopamine for digestion and metabolism. This feel-good hormone may energize their systems, prompting Zoomies as a natural response. Some also theorize the blissful relief of a full belly sparks playfulness. Your kitty works hard processing nutrients, so they deserve to burn off steam with joyful dashes around the house. Their version of a food coma is pure ecstatic energy, a reminder that the privilege of full belly naps is earned through hard mousing work. Fact 10. Celebratory dashes. Ever notice those celebratory Zoomies that sometimes follow an epic play session with your kitty? Their toy mouse is slain, feather toys vanquished, and laser obstacles overcome. It's only natural your victorious hunter feels the need for a joyful victory lap. Experts say these post-play dashes are actually your cat's way of expressing pure elation. All that pouncing and swatting built up exciting neural energy just begging to burst out. For your feline, a few triumphant Zoomies around the house are a way to burn off euphoria. It's a signal that playtime was a rousing success, and you, as their favorite ally, were instrumental in their fun. So indulge their thrill of achievement with smiles. Your kitty's zooming is simply overflow from a happily stimulated, play-powered mind. Fact 11. The mimic energy. Cats are naturally in tune with the moods of those around them. As empathetic creatures, they can sense when humans are feeling lively, and sometimes want a taste of that good energy for themselves. Studies have shown cats picking up cues from excited owners, which some scientists believe sparks mirror neurons in their brains. This neural response inspires them to join the party. So when you're hyped after a fun event or following your favorite sports team's victory, don't be shocked if your kitty feels compelled to burn off some of their adopted excitement with you. Their Zoomies are simply mimicking your joyful state, a bid to strengthen your bond through shared happiness. Let them partake in the fun by indulging their enthusiastic dashes. Fact 12. Frustration Zoomies. We've all seen that particular pouty prowling, when fluffy cheeks are puffed out and tails are twitching sharply from side to side. Turns out those Zoomies aren't always joyful. Sometimes they're frazzle sprints stemming from genuine frustration. Whether a toy was just snatched away or attention wasn't provided, cats have found that speedy circling helps diffuse tense energy. Experts think it mimics hunting routes, soothing that inner urge or sometimes a self-soothing displacement behavior, like a huffy human pacing. So when your kitty seems irritated and vrooms around in annoyed loops, just let them vent. Their Zoomies are simply diffusing unhappy feelings the feline way. Fact 13. The after-bath Zoom. A bath can be a traumatizing experience for any cat. Forced submersion, fur plastered down, and that strange sensation of wetness. So when they're finally freed, it's no surprise our kitties need an enthusiastic shake to restore order. Experts note that the Zoomies provide an ideal means of speed drying their coats through airflow while working off disruptive bath stress hormones. Some also believe it gives cats a fun way to regulate their temperature after the unwelcome chill of water. So those post-lather lightning bolts aren't madness. They're your cat reconstituting their fierce elegance through rapid motion. We're lucky if we get a sprinkling of flung droplets as they depart. As we've uncovered, behind every prancing pounce and racing roundabout lies a fascinating science that brings our mischievous muses' minds to life. Cats' Zoomies are so much more than random bursts. They stem from primal instincts, communicate a spectrum of feelings, and keep predatory prowess primed. Whether celebrating full bellies or emptying angst, practicing phantom hunts, or just cuddling up our energy, each hustling hustle reveals what wonders work within their curious consciousness. Through observing these moments with new eyes, our bonds with our beloved BFFs bloom all the brighter. So next time little lightning paws tear past in a twinkling typhoon, Smile inside at the stories swirling in furry flurry. You're privy to glimpses of the magic mammals that they are, and the mysteries make our munchkins all the more marvelous.